Now, in this section, we will learn to divide this whole geometry into 5 sections to better create the mesh elements for this geometry. How to divide this geometry into 5 sections and why will we divide this geometry into 5 sections, we will understand. Let's come to the paint section. Okay, let's select a pipe, our slender pipe. This is our slender pipe. If we see the side view of this pipe, the pipe will look like this. Right? Now, as from our fluid mechanics 1 course, we know about boundary layer. What boundary layer does is that where the interactions between the fluid and the surface, let's say the fluid is coming from this direction here. Let's choose a more contrasting color. As the fluid is coming from this direction here, the fluid in middle of this region, the region here, will face no such viscosity such that will create from the surface and fluid interactions, right? This part will face no such viscosity, but this part here and this part here will face this type of viscosity that will be created from the contact of fluid and wall, right? So fluid and wall interaction will create a certain type of viscosity, or which we can say that boundary layer effects, which will try to reduce the fluid velocity in that direction. So we have 3 regions in this pipe: the upper region, the middle region, and the lower region. For the upper and lower region, there will be a lessened velocity of the fluid, whereas at the middle sections, the fluid will flow freely. So this flow will create a parabolic shape of the velocity profile of a certain line. The velocity, if we see the velocity profile of a pipe, here the velocity will look like this, like this. So higher velocity in the middle region and lower velocity at the outer region, right? So we have to divide this pipe into 3 sections actually. So this the section will go from one section will go from this part, and other one will go from this part. So one is a two is a three. So initially we have to divide this pipe into 3 sections, but we will do 5 parts for this pipe. The 5 parts, where will the 5 parts will go? Let's see the pipe cross section here. This is the pipe cross section. One part will be this square sections into this part. Let's see the middle, and other ones will be there, here, here, and here. So you'll have more at total at 5 sections. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This part here, the flow will face no type of viscosity or friction or what else. It will just face the fluid to fluid viscosity, not the fluid to wall viscosity, right? But at here or here or here or here, it will have to face this effect, boundary layer effect, right? So thus we have to divide this cross section of this pipe into 5 sections. So we will move into that for our pipe here. Let's do that now. For that we have to create a geometry of a square at this section first. For that, go to the XY plane again. We are going to simply extrude the part from here to this surface, which means which is a more intuitive part in SolidWorks as extrude cut. Here is no such option for extrude cut. We will see that now. Go to the XY plane, select the XY plane, create a new sketch, sketch 2, and then go to the sketching option, select a rectangle here, move a little bit and zoom. Now create a rectangle here like this. All right. Now we have to make a square out of this rectangle. So we have to give the dimensions for this rectangle, right? So go to the dimension sections and go to general section is okay. So click here and come here. Give it a 0.1. All right. And similarly, come click this line, move along a bit, and come here to give a dimension of 0.1 meter again. And our next task is to make this square symmetric along y-axis and x-axis. To do that, go to the constraint section, which I mentioned earlier, that constraint section will make relations among two or three parts actually. So let's go to the symmetric section. We'll see symmetry right here under midpoint section is a symmetry. Click that. Then firstly choose the axis along which you want the square or rectangle to be symmetric. So first let's select this y-axis, and the sides that will be symmetric along y-axis will be this side and this side. So now we will select that accordingly. Select that, and here when we have to do multiple selection, select that and select this line while pressing the control key of your keyboard. That will make these two lines symmetric along this y-axis. Now remember to generate again. We will do the similar actions for this side and this side again. So go to symmetry, click the x-axis now, select this line and select this side while pressing control keyboard on your control keyboard, and you will have this symmetric square along this XY plane. Click generate. All right. Now we will do what we will do. We'll try to create a new body from this geometry towards the outlet or inlet portion actually. So go to the extrude part, select the sketch 2, apply geometry here, say sketch 2. Now from the operations, go to slice material. This is similar to the extrude cut in SolidWorks. The direction will be normal to this geometry, so normal. So extend type is through all. If we are familiar with SolidWorks, you will know what through all means. It basically means that whatever the extent of the body is, you have to select the whole body to create the extrude cut. So select through all and target body is all body, and now generate. So this will create, let's see here, two part, two body. Our goal is to create 5 bodies actually. We have already created 2 bodies. Next, what we will do, we will create, we have just created this body just we have done. So now we have to create this and this. For that, come here. Now what we will create is a new sketch. For that, similar to that operation previously, uh, click XY plane, create new sketch again, go to sketching mode. Now we will create 4 lines actually. So zoom it a bit. So from start here and span the line until you get this perpendicular shape, which is being a T here, and release it. Similarly, from this point to this point, this perpendicular line, come on, do it carefully. Here you go, the perpendicular line here. Now generate these lines. It is taking some time. Anyhow, now the other 2 lines would be here, from here, and from here. So this line select this point. If you don't see the parallel option, if you don't see the perpendicular option, look for parallel option. The parallel option is appearing here. Similarly, do this for this point here and make a parallel line until you have that. Here you go, and this is our line. Now, as we had created the two bodies here, the two bodies by how? By extruding. Similarly, I have to do it again for these sections as well.